Alright, it's that time again! It's been a rough day, and instead of going into our little intermission, we're gonna go straight into the game today. There's no time to waste at all. Traffic took a little bit away from us, but we're not gonna let that stop us today. And despite having such a rough day at work today, I am excited to get back and stream. This has probably been my coping mechanism for the whole day, was thinking of playing this game, even just for a little bit, and sharing it with the internet, of course. But I am so ready to just get into this right now. It has been a long day. I wouldn't say it's actually been bad, it's just been tough. It was a case of being in too high demand and only being in so many places at once, kind of like our duplicates, who it looks like we lost a day of save because I know they built all that before the last stream. My bad. Let them catch up, I guess. The priorities are still like, yeah, they'll catch up. They'll get there. It gives us a little bit more time. But, oh, I am so happy to be back here right now, just sitting here at home. Oh, long day. Engineer's life is tough, but it's not the only tough profession, of course. And we are going pretty good on... Yep, they're all gonna just go right to what we were doing before. I don't really think we lost any planning. We don't have any research selected. Yes, we do. We have artistic expression, which I said it right this time at the start of today's stream. So last time I could not get over that word for some reason. I kept saying exploration for some reason. It's not an 8, it's a 7. So yeah, we're gonna get these airflow tiles back in here again, and we should be good to go soon. Wait, I just forgot to check. E. Yeah, and then we got a lot of morale boost. We have enough mess tables for our 3, more like 2.5, 4 blocks eventually. And we have enough beds as well for 2 more duplicates, so we can start carving those out more later on. So our priority 4, that's at a priority 6, and this is at a 2 because if we make that room any bigger, we're going to lose the mess hall effect, and we really don't want to deal with that because we can't really handle a great hall right now with no real decorative elements, which we are working on because everybody's getting stressed from lack of decoration. Some duplicates are fine, some aren't. They really hate these grizzly meals, but they're going to be on them for a long time. And once they all eat in here, their stress should go down. But, alright, so we got a good catch to go. Okay, so we actually did lose a little bit, because I remember saying we were going to map out this area here. I have a 3 tall area here. I'm just going to bring it out 3 tall here. Nice and away from this. I might get rid of that 1 block. Save down, down. Make this a 4 tall area. Mind the slime. Definitely mind the slime. We're not going to go that far into there. Get rid of that. Do these like that to make that nice. We will go about yay for that. Cancel these little ones here. And we have some expansion. Now, because we have plumbing, and we're going to want to get away from latrines soon, we're going to need to get rid of our water basins here. We don't really need a pump for getting rid of dirty water in the latrines, but we do need one for getting it out. So it would be good to carve away this soon, rather than later. And we have all these little rooms here that we can purpose soon. But it looks like we're doing pretty well so far. So we'll take a breather and address who is stressed. Devin is stressed. And why is Devin stressed? Because he is a new researcher who hasn't gotten the time to really take in his surroundings, of course. So I'm not too worried about that little 1% smidgen. While it'd be nice to get some better latrines in, we can't really put them in this area because they won't fit. This little passageway and this whole level, they will not fit. So it might be good to actually make this our latrine area for one of them. We're gonna try and do more than one latrine area for the future because we've had that issue in the past. But I don't know on this update how well they're gonna handle it. Where there's just too many duplicates going for the latrines. Of course, now that with these shift cycles and whatnot, we probably won't have to worry too much about that. So these showers and everything are 4 tall. And this would be a kind of nice little area to do this. But I would like to know how big these latrines can be before I start going too far. 64 blocks. So about the size of almost this room, a little bigger. That one's too big. This could be repurposed into something, but we can also keep that as a latrine for a while. It doesn't have to go straight to the full flush. I know there was a better med bay somewhere. There was a way to get something that actually required a full flush sink. Washroom and latrine. Okay, that's the difference. So we have the washroom and the station and the toilet. The latrine with that. The washroom actually has the flush toilets, the plumbed wash station, and no outhouses. But it doesn't seem to need... Oh, that's really weird. It doesn't seem to need a full flush... what the hell's the word? Sink. It's interesting. I don't think we have that anyway. I think it would be medicine, so we do. We need to pump things in if we did that. Okay. So I'm going to try and split this into 2 sections eventually. I can't really dig too far into there, but this is going to be fine right here. And we can pump one pump into there directly. So we're going to get some plumbing going. We're going to say 1, 2... Whoa, I'm already out of materials? Okay, boy, if that's the case, I don't really want to take that up with queuing those. Carbon dioxide in there, not breathable. Things going okay. But we really need to start digging out some areas. So, we are going to prioritize this as the next area, but we're only going to go to about there on that. Now eventually we might redivert this and change it so that this little dip down just turns into something for there, but we don't exactly need to go into this too far either yet. Just thinking, because I would like to get into here eventually and get this source of fresh water in here. There's a lot of oxygen. It doesn't really matter too much because it won't last long. But it's not that much water either. You're a researcher to gather data, but you need a tenured scientist, which it's going to be... How far along is that? Scientist and a tenured scientist research. Space cadet. Ooh. Man, there are some new sub-jobs like that, huh? But they need... It's weird, they need to actually master certain jobs before they can get in that for these branching trees. Like, this can specialize, but this needs, like... You need, for this, you could go directly there, or you can... Learning about the job tree. Alright, so we've sectioned off that. This can be a 7, we can drop that priority. We can, I don't want to put that too low, but we'll put the 7. Those should stay at least 8, because otherwise they don't get cleaned and we have to deal with the mess that they make. The next priority on this, we're going to have them make those as well. We're not going to worry about that little piece yet. because we are still getting food from this. And I think after artistic expression, we're going to go into, let's see, your coal generator, hydrogen generator. I really want to get into gas power. So that's fossil fuels, natural gas and oil refinery, because we happen to have this nice little gift as well, this gas vent here that we've never really gone into. The only problem is it's got a lot of slime surrounding it. So I'd have to be pretty cautious about how I'm going to do this. But I would like to get in there sooner rather than later, because that could help our power issues quicker. That's the thing, so we're not really using a lot of power. We're still only using the computers and then the food generators, and nothing else really requires power right now. So that's why we haven't really gone too far down that route. Once we start getting into the plumbing and whatnot, we're going to need that. But, no. So some of these jobs have actually been mastered. And we could put Hansen at tier 3 maybe? Minor expectation of 8. So we need some higher morale before they go to something like that. Camille could be a sous chef, because we don't actually have a chef yet. Lindsay wants to be an architect or a farmer. And Rowan wants to be a groundskeeper or a farmer. Or a, not farmer, I'm not reading things. Apprentice architect. I will have you be our farmhand, because you're not too far off on that anyway. And because we don't have a groundskeeper, it would be nice to have one. Alright, so everybody's got jobs, and everybody's well within their tier too, so they're not overstepping their bounds. Oxygen's flowing a bit more freely. We have a nice thin layer of it everywhere. Alright. And we've got that much built up here. I'll have you guys build out that. And that was the sound of artistic expression. Alright. Before we go too far into things, let's double check what our priorities should be. Ranching would be nice to get into, but we just started our first farmer. Fossil fuels would be nice as well. As well, as soon as I go over the oil well. And all these mini gas pumps. I mean, for now we can sprint towards fossil fuel unless we find something a bit more necessary, I guess you could say. Because that'll give us this as well. That might be pretty good. So they're digging that stuff out. They'll dig out that layer. I don't actually know if they can... They might be able to reach this. If I put a priority 8 on the first 3 layers. First 4 layers, because I know they can dig at least 4 high. They should be able to dig out those little things. So we'll use the 8 priority a bit more strategically and tell them where to go next for the dig. And if they happen to dig in other places, so be it. These doors should all be 3s, because I don't want them thinking about their priorities and considering doors. It shouldn't be a priority to open or close these doors especially. Alright, and we are about a minute away from a new duplicant. Let's kick these guys into overdrive, because we got some work to do. And I need to do a little time check. Alright, 2 minutes. I'm going to have to go put something in the oven, take a break really quick. Now, you shouldn't be a 9. I'm going to reserve 9s for our big issues. To make sure this gets fully dug out, we're going to priority 8 that stuff. So that'll get dug out, and that can get dug out, and the rest will get dug out from there. And I guess we'll prioritize making the floor there as well. Make that a complete room for when we're ready. Now I kind of wanted to keep this step down in this area. But that's our new duplicant. So, before that, who do we need? We need an art student right now. Would be actually really nice. because we could... So somebody's actually ready for scientist. Kevin's ready for scientist, but he's leagues off before he can do that. So it would be good to get an art student so we can actually decorate this place a bit more. So, come on, art, let's go. Operate, supply, dig. Damn. Alright. Well, I have to go put something in the oven, so I will be right back. But we'll mull over this one a bit, and I'll have all the viewers look at this too while we're waiting. Okay, we are good to go. Dinner's in the oven. Now let's get back to these guys. Who we want to bake right now, I should say. So we don't have anyone. Okay, anybody with creativity? We have one that's good at creativity. Duplicate does their best work when they ought to be sleeping. So you'll be good. You'll be really good for the third shift, actually. And they want to dig. That's all they want to do. But I think you would be better at... Well, I mean, it's not bad to have a digger either if we happen to choose you for that, but... And we are going to put Otto on third shift. And Devin should be on second shift from what I know. Let me double check that. Catalina, Hanson, Rowan, Devin. Yep. This is our second shift block. So we need those guys on that. Oh, you guys, really? Okay. I guess we're gonna have to cancel that one and cancel that one. Eventually. Build those, but... Oh, you guys are idiots. Come on, man. I didn't think I had to spell that out for you. Okay. So, because we want to do this layer by layer, and they kind of screwed the pooch on this one, I'm actually going to have them redo this. I don't really want that to be 9, so I want that to be a priority of 8. Because they really screwed the pooch on that one. Actually, we can cancel this top one, because I just need to get in here. Priority of 8 on these, but I guess the outer edges need to be a 9. Alright, so that way we got people digging. Good amount of food going. A lot of mush bars. So the question from now is, how well are you guys going to work at this stuff? You guys are really going to build the wrong one first. Oh no, thank God you're actually going to build that one. Smart. So those are 8s as well. You guys actually dug that out, which is good. And we're gonna priority 8 those. Oh, nope, scratch that. We're gonna priority 9 this and 8 those. So these are all good to go. So priority 8 that. Now I'll get dug away. We'll 8 that as well, so that that's gone. This could easily become 2 small rooms if I really wanted to not have this awkward shape like this. Just 2 really short rooms. Let's not neglect everything. I think after that digging assignment, they're gonna need to go back on power for a bit, because nothing's getting driven right now. Just one thing that sucks is you need a duplicate occupied when you have manual power like this. Like, yeah, you're not consuming fuel, but you're consuming calories. Alright, and that's all good there. And this is all carbon dioxide. So I might end up taking... No, I should get some airflow going through here so I can just start putting in these algae terrariums down low. But I don't really want to focus on them because last time that's what screwed me. And our oxygen is generally pretty good. It's just a little taken up down here. So maybe what I'll do is I'll put this one down at a 3. Oh, look, that one's already done actually. So we'll deconstruct that one at a 8. Because now I need an 8. And we'll put this one like right. It's about where I wanted to put things. So put you at an 8. Okay, let them get the power row going before we start putting more 8s out. At least too many 8s. Priority 8 on those. And we've got some good metal too. So once that's dug out, how far can we go before we start getting germs? Alright, so we're pretty much at the cusp of that. If we go any further, we're going to start getting some slime lung in the base. And they're already taking away on that, huh? Well, we'll put a priority 6 generally on this. We got 2s on all that. I'm a priority 2 on everything from here up. Because it's not so critical that those get done. It's okay if this gets done, but we really don't want any of that touched. Alright, we're actually at that point where 7s actually are useful. But that said, we do want to put a 7 on that, and maybe an 8 on this soon. And that's already another cycle. Dang, that was quick. Alright, priority of 8 on the deconstruct, because that's been there for a while. Put some 8s around the edge here. Call it 3 down. And we'll put a 7 all the way through there. But that should be an 8. It's already in progress. Doesn't matter. We'll do this layer by layer. Yeah, I know that little dinky thing's up there and it kind of sucks, but... And we'll put you on a 7, but not an 8. Surprisingly, dig actually isn't queued up on any of that. Which is really weird that they had priorities, but there was no dig on that, so that might be a little bug for Clay. We have food going, that's good. Not enough. Alright. We're gonna need to put one of those generators on 8. Not both, just one. Because we need to keep that food going. I need to look at our organics too. We do have a good amount of algae, but let's not forget that we need to get out of the algae business soon. So yeah, they're actually building up the sides now, which is good. Research is complete for internal combustion. On to fossil fuels next. Sounds good to me. Alright, and we'll actually see if we can get this thing going. So we get the oxygen up. So, I do know that we have a bunch of hydrogen around this area too. But I'm reluctant to kind of throw one of those generators in there right now if I don't really know how to deal with the hydrogen afterwards. Especially when regions like this, where it's splitting hydrogen and chlorine. And I really don't want to accidentally feed it the wrong gas and break it, because that's just counterproductive at that point. Since there's a good chlorine spot here, we could eventually put an ore scrubber in there, which I believe is in sanitation down here. So that might be the next thing, is work on that. And we can start looking at plumbing. First things first. Showers. 1, 2, and 3 showers should do it. And 1, 2, 3 latrines. And a wash station, I believe, is also required. Say a washroom is a flush toilet, a plumbed wash station. Doesn't actually say anything about... what was that? Somebody suffocating? Take that a little slower. And I need a plumbed wash station as well. I don't want to make this room too big, so then it's not going to work. Furniture, no, it's in medicine. This is the sink. It's weird because they call it a wash station, but I don't know. So we have this weird little step up here, which almost screws us with the way I did it. Because it's in the most awkward spot possible. So if I do it right here, we got this weird step up right here. What I could do is just platform that out a bit, and then put the door right here. And I could take that back in the future. Actually, we'll deconstruct that one right there. So those will be good. When it comes to plumbing, we can plan out some of it, but we can't plan out all of it. So I would say that we want one right there. And we'll pipe it in down here. So this is the first one to get it if I did that. And then we can have our output go through here. So we know that we can have dirty liquid come down pretty easily. And that's decent. And then when we have one across the top here, we have input, 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 another input, another input. And we can pipe this one back through this way, under the floor, like that. So we have our washroom plumbing idea done. You know, I just realized we have all this artistic expression here. And we don't really have priorities on people for art, I believe. I believe it's very low for everyone, except Kevin, you can do it. Everyone else, I'm going to actually make it disabled. Kevin can do it. And Otto can do it, who's our newest. So we got 2 duplicates who could do some art. It's not 100% highest on their priorities, but it's there. And with that, that means we could start getting some morale back from decor if we plan things out accordingly. Now, I don't know how big this room is, so first priority, I want this built. It seems like these are kind of being built, but kind of not at the same time. So we're gonna go ahead and bump the priority up a little bit on those. Carbon dioxide's being dealt with, kind of. This room should be built soon too. I want to make that 7, but I'll leave it a 5 because it's not the highest priority either. And we have a little bit of time until the next duplicate comes, about half a cycle, so we don't really need to dig out more space for the future yet because we have a bed available. These things are doing jack squat, so we're gonna actually just deconstruct these. And because it doesn't do really anything. The carbon dioxide still pours out there. I could put a vent down here and here so it just pours down. And we can deal with it at the lower point. But, gotta remember that carbon dioxide is one of the heavier gases, so it's all going to sink to the bottom of the base. So we really want everything that deals with carbon dioxide pretty low, or in a spot where air is not really going to get out of there. Meanwhile, oxygen's lighter. Not the lightest, but lighter. So we do see it spreading very well throughout the base. Little tidbits like this probably do need a bit more airflow, especially in the corners like this, so it can just kind of jet through. But it's not so bad. And some of these priorities are a little, I wouldn't say higher than they should be, but we do need some of these duplicates to do other things. So we'll just let them finish their jobs and get it going. Alright. Yeah, they'll get to it eventually. Can we priority, like, 9 that as well? I really hate seeing that dirt block there. It's just an eyesore. Thank you. Such an eyesore. As for food, we're not quite sustainable when it comes to things like lice loaf, especially. So we really don't make that much of it. I think we can change it so that duplicates can't eat lice loaf, or they can't eat meal lice. So I actually don't know which gives them more calories. That's one thing to look at too, is the most calories you can get from some of these things. Seems like they really want to eat pepper bread. Huge morale boost. Well, that's the thing. The morale's better if they don't eat this. Well, not the nutrient part, but if they don't eat meal lice. But if we queue up continuous on this, our priorities, this is the lower one. So, pause that thought. Maybe we'll make that one continuous for when we do get the meal lice. And in that case, we can actually make it a priority 8. So every time we get meal lice, we want to make it into a mush bar, which is a little bit better on food. We don't have nutrient bars, and pickled meal lice kind of sucks. So every time we do get meal lice, we want to turn into a lice loaf. All right. We were hoping for an artist, so Kevin doesn't actually have to do art. Cook, ranch, dig, cook, and tidy. Okay, so we got some cooks. That's pretty good. With only one of them having a relevant skill on cooking. But he's a loud sleeper, so that one's out. With Lyra, she wants to ranch and she wants to dig. But she doesn't really have any relevant strengths in the beginning. And then we have a bottomless stomach who's also squeamish. Good athletics. But we really don't want to eat too many calories in the beginning. So really, none of you guys are that good, so we're just not gonna settle. Alright, what is the size of this room? 73. It's too big. It's too big to be a washroom. Maximum size is 64, which kinda actually really sucks. So one thing we could do is place in some blocks up here to kind of offset this. We'll see if they can make those. And we'll thicken this up too. But at the same time, we're going to actually get rid of some of these. We're going to get rid of this. We're going to get rid of this. No, we're just going to get rid of that level so they can step down and everything. It will look kind of weird having a kind of a separate area here, but we can also put in 8, and the tile status is an 8, but only the tile status. So that'll take up some of the room, but also make it feel like a more of an enclosed area at the same time, which isn't a bad thing, I think. So we'll do that. If we can get this room to 64 tiles, that's good. Your priorities are very much okay, kind of. Yeah, you kind of messed up there, didn't you? If this one breaks, we can fix it later, but we'll have to drop those down to a 5 right now because it's kind of stupid. 9s. 1, 2, and 3 are 9s. And the rest are 8s. And then that area is pretty much built with a few patchy holes here and there, but shit happens. So yeah, we can make lice loaf. And when we get lice loaf, we want to process it. So that'll give us better food too, and hopefully better calories. Because 1 lice loaf is equal to how much? Let's plop it down, plop it down. It shows. It looks like it was. Oh, it's not done. It's not done. Somebody's stressed. Who's stressed? Rowan. Why are you stressed, sir? Grimy and low oxygen. You've been working in a low oxygen area. Alright. Well, now this area is not even considered a room anymore. It's just way too big. But they'll get to it. They'll get to it. And we actually might... We shouldn't be screwed on organics. We should still have plenty of algae. I think it's just that we're not... Alright, here. We'll queue up a couple of these. But we'll keep this one in manual mode so that... once that lice loaf is done, we'll start getting in some mush bars just to queue things up a bit. Wow, that actually should be a pretty high priority. Alright, and that's good. For some reason we can't make mush bars. Oh, because they haven't gotten water? So I'm not worried about that. On the consumables, we do have some meal lice. So we can make some lice loaf. We can make a couple lice loaf, actually. Alright, so we can make a couple lice loaf, and then we'll make a mush bar. And we'll have to just keep that one manual for a while. Stress is going down. For some reason, people are not doing well on the... Oh, because they're stepping in grimy water, probably. Oh boy. 8? Please and thank you. Let's start generally dropping priorities then, if that's the case. We have too many queued up here, but this should be a 9, honestly. Oxygen's first priority, no matter what, because this has gotten a little ridiculous how low the oxygen is. We can't do that. We can't do that. So that's a priority 9 now, but we'll drop it back down to a 7, see how that handles. Alright, what is the size of this room? 67, so by the time the rest of those go in there, it'll make an interesting shaped room that is also the right size. And they should be able to make those. Yeah, they can. So, 65 and 64. Research is done, so that means we've got fossil fuels now. Nice. Alright, if we're going to start getting into fossil fuels, we'll have to start dealing with that power. So either I start going into things like this heavier duty power stuff, and I could actually make a power control system, or I start going in somewhere else. Like if I start going into this area, I can actually make use of going into some of these more what's the word? Exotic kind of oh, let's queue a little further. No, we can't go any further. Those are these more exotic gas regions. Priority 8, because that looks like crap. Alright, and this is all getting done, which is good. I don't think we have a water sieve for sorting water out. No. That's one thing we'll have to do eventually, is we'll have to pump out all the clean water in this area. And try and fix that all up. So those are higher priorities on that. They'll get fixed. We're doing okay, I want to say. Nothing on that, but we'll queue up a couple more of you. For some reason I can't make a lice loaf yet, so we'll just queue up some more mush bars. And power has gone down again because we're running low. So yeah, power is going to become an issue soon. With the design of the latrines, it would be good to get a power area coming in soon. It's just, where do I build it at this point? This is going to be strictly farming. I don't want to mess with that too much. So I might have to start expanding out if I want a power grid. I could go down here and keep it at the bottom. All the heat will rise, though. And that'll be strictly storing the power, though. Thing is also, we have our natural gas all the way up here. So it'd be kind of stupid to have that there, then the central power grid's like all the way down there. Especially if we can't really... There's not really much else to see around here yet, because we haven't really explored out yet. Once we get that ore scrubber, we can set up a cleaning station here and suck out all that stuff. And we can change this out for a... let's deconstruct that. We'll deconstruct that at an 8. And once that's deconstructed, we'll put the manual airlock there, so we can actually get some of this chlorine through here. So I'm thinking about how we're gonna get into this chlorine next. I think that we could set up the ore scrubbing station around here, but pipe the air through here, so that we're not dealing with it the entire time. And really, we don't have to go that far into here. We just need to really crack open this, and it'll suck out all that gas. We have an oil refinery. Converts oil into petroleum and natural gas. But I don't think I've ever seen anything dealing with oil. That's the thing. This only makes natural gas, so I have no reason to really deal with that. Alright. That's almost built up. It's a little spotty, which kind of sucks. We could start doing a priority of 9 when we get to the bottom here, and the edges. And we can also make a priority of 7 down here for now. I really don't want them to miss the bottom, if anything. Now, plumbing also talks about air, I think. No, it's ventilation. So we have the gas pump here to work fine. when we get that ore scrubber in there, I believe it just takes chlorine. Kills significant amount of germs present in raw ore. Alright. So that would be good for that. You are going to be a very, very low priority for a while. So that nobody accidentally digs in there. Priorities are sorted here. I want to make sure we're not falling behind in any areas while I'm doing all these weird priorities. That's agriculture. I'm looking at organic is what I want to look at. Still a lot of algae because we've been digging out this area. Nothing's queued up on you, so we can do 2 lice loaves and a couple mush bars. So that's good. They're consuming a better quality of food. Now, we haven't actually done anything with scoping out how we're going to do this furniture either. So we'll take a chill pill on that really quick. This area is all sorted out here. If we want to talk about potentially sprucing it up, I could think of a couple statues there. Might make it kind of cramped, but it wouldn't be that bad. We've got this little guy for decor, but unfortunately I'm going to have to stop that thought and save it for next time, because that's all I've got time for today. That's the timer in the oven, so I got to get going for today, and that's all. But don't think we're going to leave you hanging. On Thursday we're coming back with another stream. Right now I'm still feeling this oxygen not included, so I guess we're going to go with that right now. But we'll send you on over to someone to well, I'm not going to say raid, we're just going to host them this time. Yep, and that's the oven downstairs. So, let me double check who is on. We have the Wesman Tooth is on. So we're going to send you over to him, who's doing some Final Fantasy, oh god, what number is that? That looks like 13-2. So we're going to send you over onto him, and I will see you next time. See you later.